Hi, my name is Scott, and I suffer from social anxiety. You're probably wondering how I'm up on this stage right now. Well, for most of my life, I played it safe, until I didn't. I was born on Long Island, raised by a family that never took risks. Don't stay out late. Don't go alone. What I heard? Don't have fun. It's no surprise that I was terrified of social situations. You have to study, go to a good college. So I hid in my bedroom playing video games and preparing for advanced placement exams. I wasn't into sports or organized religion, and inevitably, I became a loner. My home was my sanctuary, where I could watch my favorite TV shows and eat takeout. The easiest thing for me to do was nothing. It didn't exactly prepare me for the real world. The hardest thing for me to do was cross a room. I had low self-esteem and even lower self-worth. You've heard of fight or flight, but there's a third option: freeze. After a decade of working behind a computer screen, I was hired at a big tech company as a sales engineer, someone who eliminates technical barriers to close the deal. The ideal candidate is a subject matter expert who relates well to IT personnel. I always had a knack with technology, but face-to-face interactions were a panic-inducing fever dream. It was my goal to succeed at this company, and I had to get it right. At my first sales meeting, the customer asked a question, and I froze. My shirt collar felt tight, my khakis a size too small, the fluorescent lights harsh. I didn't want to make up the answer, so I blurted out that I didn't know. My sales rep did not like that. He called my boss right in front of the customer. He said that I should be fired and replaced with someone who knew what they were doing. I was mortified and ran through every negative scenario in my brain. I'm going to lose my job. I'm not good enough to work at this company. I'm a fraud, and they've found me out. I'll never work in tech again. But then a new thought came to me. I was brand new and just needed training and more practice dealing with people. I thought that social anxiety was inescapable, but I realized it was just a game. Here are my 3 rules to defeat social anxiety: manifest, gamify, follow up. They have served as my guiding principles for interacting with others. My friends always told me I was funny, so I enrolled in a stand-up comedy class. We wrote and practiced for weeks, supporting each other before our 2 comedy showcases. I memorized my routine, but couldn't shake the stage fright. That is where step 1 comes in: manifest. Before my first show, I sat in a quiet room without technology or distractions, closed my eyes, and visualized myself on stage at the Comedy Cellar. I am here for a reason: to make people laugh. I grab the mic and dive into my set. People are smiling and laughing. I'm comfortable and charming. I have charisma. It's going really, really well. I finish to roaring applause, a huge smile on my face. Manifesting greatness makes your mind believe it's true. Back to reality, the MC called my name, and I made my way to the stage. I couldn't see the audience, just the spotlight nearly blinding me. My jokes were honest and self-deprecating as a serial first dater without a love life. I will never forget that feeling when the wave of laughter rolled through the comedy club. Instant confidence booster. They liked me. And for the first time, I felt accepted. I was seen. Last year, I attended a trade show in Las Vegas. Upon arrival, I was handed a passport with 7 circles on it, each representing the 7 booths I needed to visit to win a prize. That's step 2, gamify. This was no longer about socializing. I was on a quest. It resonated with me because it had rules and gave me a sense of control. After all of those years playing Super Nintendo in isolation, I was ready to take my skills to the next level. And I really wanted to beat this game. On the first day, I got 5 stamps. That night, I attended a party at the Las Vegas Sphere. Thousands of people in attendance. It was packed with techno music blasting, and I needed some quiet, so I took the escalators to the top floor. I grabbed a drink and hung out alone at one of the standing tables. 2 guys approached me, and then I met an older gentleman. They were super friendly, and we had a great conversation. The next day, I was down to my last stamp. No one at the booth knew where to find it, so they called over the CEO. It was the older man from the party, and he put the final stamp on my passport. Recently, I attended a networking event to make new connections. I could have easily talked myself out of going, but pushed myself by practicing steps 1 and 2. When I entered the bar, I had a renewed sense of purpose. With a passport in my head, I checked a mental box with each person I met. Then, I leveled up. I asked to add them on LinkedIn. That's step 3, follow up. Now, it's one thing to talk to people, and another to forge meaningful relationships. A few days later, I sent notes with callbacks to our conversations. I even made some new friends. If someone doesn't want to talk to me, I don't take it personally. I remain confident in the stories I have to tell, not only as a sales engineer or a comedian, but as someone with lived experiences, as a human. This is my narrative, and I own it. No one's judgment can make me feel small. And the only opinion about me that matters is my own. As for that sales rep who thought I should be fired, a year and a half later, he gave me a high five when I won Engineer of the Year. If only I had the revelation that social anxiety was a game when I was in college. In the late 90s, I spent my Friday nights at Brandeis holed up in my room with the door locked, noise-canceling headphones on, thinking, why doesn't anyone want to hang out with me? Meanwhile, my friends were knocking on my door, wondering if I wanted to join them. I had no idea. Sound familiar? This might be you right now, and you don't even realize it. And you're saying to yourself, I don't go to conferences. I'm a student. How can I practice this? So, I challenge you. At the conclusion of this event, talk to a stranger. Not the person sitting next to you, the one you really want to approach. You know who I'm talking about. Manifest a great conversation. Imagine what you'll talk about. Gamify it by asking them 3 things about themselves. Add them on social media or get their email address to follow up. Then, talk to another stranger. Getting over social anxiety is like any other skill, whether you're learning how to play an instrument or speak a second language. Take off your headphones. Put yourself out there. There's a whole world outside of your head. Make it yours.